What's up, RGV? Kevin Auer here alongside Jake Berry with 956 Sports. We are having our inaugural show, the Midweek Grind. Basically, this show is going to come out once a week, middle of the week, and we're going to talk about some of the bigger games coming up this weekend, mixed in with some sound bites from the coaches. We're going to give our 2 cents of what we think. So we're going to start off with, in my opinion, what is the game of the week, which is tomorrow night, Thursday. That is Mission Veterans at Harlingen. So Jake, what are you looking at in that one?
I think that Mission Vets, you didn't like that, did you? I think Mission Vets is one of the better offensive teams in the Valley. They've got a great quarterback in Diego. They got some great receivers and Jacob and Landry Gilpin. Buddha also is in the slot now. Some question on defense, but Harlingen has Leo Tienda. They've got Castro at quarterback. They've got a number of guys that you sit there and a lot of people think that this is the best Harlingen team that they've ever had. Under Manny Gomez. I don't believe that, but I think that they're the number one team in the Valley. I think they're the number one team in the Valley by a ways, but I think that this is going to be a tough game for them, but it's at home. I'm going to go with Harlingen in this game.
Yeah, starting out with Mission Veterans, I really like what they're doing on offense. Diego Hernandez, you're right, is going to be one of the top quarterbacks. He's coming off an injury from last year. He's 100%. He's ready to go. And Landry Gilpin, people forget that he was just a freshman last year, and what he did in the tail end of that season and in the playoffs, won a playoff game. I really like what they have offensively. Defensively, yes, there are some questions for Mission Veterans, but they might have just enough with what Coach Gilpin has, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge, and I talked to both coaches today, and what I told both coaches and what I thought is going to be a measuring stick for a lot of teams across the Valley. We're going to know how good Mission Veterans offense is against a Manny Gomez defense. We're going to know how good a Harlingen offense is against a Mission Veteran defense. So a lot to be said about that game. I'm going to have to go with Harlingen. We did our predictions earlier. But let's go ahead and get into the soundbite with head coach David Gilpin.
Especially early in the season, as the season goes on, you want our walkthroughs to be mistake-free. But I was pleased with it. Mentality's good. Energy level's good. And we're excited about an opportunity that we have tomorrow. Only one team in the Valley gets to play the number one team in the Valley tomorrow, and that's us. So, we look at it as an opportunity to go and test ourselves against the best, and that's what we're looking forward to. Well, Kevin, if you cannot get excited with an opportunity like this, it's like the last couple of years when we've gone to Odessa Permian and a chance to go up there and play against one of the state's best teams, in history. Well, Harlingen is definitely one of the Valley's best team in history, if not one of the better teams in the state in history, and certainly in the region. And it is an opportunity. They're number one in the Valley, as we knew they would be. Going into the season when we scheduled them, we knew they were going to be number one, and that's something we look forward to over here. We like challenges, and it's like I told somebody. Every now and then you mess with a big dog and you get bloodied a little bit, and it's how you respond from there. So, there's a chance that we come out and, Harlingen Cardinal does what Harlingen Cardinal does and knocks us around. And how do we respond to that? There's a chance that we come out, we're going to plan on coming out swinging. You're absolutely right. Leo Tienda is as good a back as I've seen. And that is a football player, man. I am so impressed with that young man and what I've seen of him on film. I mean, that guy's special. He's a special kid, and I hope, he has a great season and represents the Valley like I know he's going to, because he just, he's fun to watch. If I was a Harlingen fan, it'd be exciting every Friday night to go out and get to watch him play, because at any time he can do something special. So, and obviously, this is nothing scheme-wise, but if we don't tackle, if we cannot tackle number 5, it's going to be a long night.
So that was head coach David Gilpin earlier today talking about their matchup tomorrow night, Thursday, against the Harlingen Cardinals. So again, Jake was mentioning Leo Tienda, and he's going to be the best running back this year in the Valley, one of the top. And then Jesse Castro is back at quarterback. So I also got to catch up with Coach Manny Gomez earlier today. Here's what he had to say on their matchup against Mission Veterans.
It's been a very fast week. On the practice field, and definitely as far as in our mind too. It's I was just having lunch and talking to a good friend of mine. It's like, man, can you imagine first game's tomorrow? So it's definitely exciting for me and the kids, man. We're definitely stoked about this first game tomorrow night. No, well, I think the challenge is they work either way. A lot of it has to do with being able to control the football. Also being able to even though they rely on throwing the ball a lot, it's still good to know you want to have teams like that in third and long situation, not just in third and short. So, the third down is going to be pivotal for both teams. Can they convert third downs, and can we keep them? Can we stop them on third down? That's I think is going to be a pivotal matchup, and that's going to be this deciding factor for both teams. And but we know Coach Gilpin, their team's going to be prepared, and they're going to play physical, which is one of the reasons why we ought to play each other. But at the same time, we know it's just going to make us better for down the road, and I believe that a lot of coaches are going in that direction, playing physical and fast teams early on. That way, it can really exploit you or get kids in check about how much harder or faster they got to work. So, bottom line, in a game like this, it's going to be whoever can create the most turnovers and who can prevent the most turnovers. So only time will tell.
All right, second game on tap is the game I'll be at. It's Cal Allen traveling to Mercedes. It's a game that they play every year. It's the first game of the year. It's been that way for a long time. Cal Allen usually has had the better hand in these games. What do you think of this game?
I talked to one of the coaches earlier, and I believe it was the last 4 years they played, and Cal Allen did win those last 4. But again, like on our predictions earlier, we both picked Mercedes to win this one in an upset, and I understand Cal Allen is state ranked, but the Tigers are probably one of the better teams this year in the Valley. They're number 2 in my polls that you can catch on the site. I really like what Zach Gomez can do. Fabian Ledesma at running back, and then they have the Ledesma twins out there at wide receiver. There's plenty of weapons to choose from for Zach Gomez, and then their defense with Roger Adame III. I really like what Mercedes can do. I think they're poised for a breakout year this year, and like I said before, the scariest thing about this team is they're only juniors.
Yeah, I like Mercedes in this game if they're at full strength. If they're at full strength, there's nobody missing. I like this Tigers team. I get to see them play against Port Isabel. They play extremely fast. They're fast across the field, and they've got one of the best running backs in Ledesma. I like Mercedes in this game, but they got to be at full strength.
Yeah, and actually I was at Mercedes practice today, and they were very upbeat as they've always been all year. And I also got to catch up with head coach Roger Adame. Here's what he had to say against their matchup against the Wildcats.
We're focusing on both. Cal's a great team, and we're looking at, what they're going to be able to give us. They're pretty good at adjusting to what we're doing. So we got to be able to well-rounded in all aspects of the game, whether it's running, passing, defensive line, alignment, different coverages, everything. We got to be able to go in there prepared. So we got 2 different game plans going there. And again, we're probably going to have to use everything against this Cal Allen team. Like I said, we embrace the challenge, and we're looking forward to coming in here and competing against a state powerhouse year in and year out. And so these kids are excited about the opportunity. I feel that if we do certain things right, we play mistake-free football, we come out there and execute the plays the way we've been practicing, it'll give us an opportunity here to compete in this game and maybe pull this game out and win this game. We've been close certain times. We just haven't finished. We're preaching finish this game. Come out there and practice hard and hopefully win this game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in practice and give us an opportunity on Friday.
And our final game that we have here on the show will be Weslaco East at the Sherryland Rattlers, and one of the more intriguing games of the week. And again, I sound like a broken record, but I really believe that is a theme of this week, of being teams having a measuring stick and finding out where they are as a team. And I understand it's only week 1, but that's what the coaches are saying. We're going to find out how good we really are. And Sherryland did lose a ton. I was talking to some of the kids earlier, and we were saying that had it not for the split with Pioneer and Sherryland, this would be the year we'd be saying Ron Adame and the Rattlers are going to be playing during Turkey Week. That's not the case, but Weslaco East is a very tough team coming out of the 32-6A, which is pegged the meat grinder district. I really like what Lefevre can do. And I'm going to go with the Wildcats in this one. So, Jake, what are your thoughts on that game?
We picked earlier for our weekly predictions, but Coach Adame's team is fast. If you saw the scrimmage highlights highlights that we have on 956sports.com between them and Harlingen, they score and they can score big. They have a great passing game right now. It looks like their defense is able to get after it, but we'll have to see if they can get after it this week against Westlake East. It's a different team. Westlake East is a grinded out team, and just when you think that you're going to stop the run, they go with the play action over the top, and they've got a big quarterback and Lefevre at quarterback. So you just don't know what you're going to get out of Westlake East as far as the passing game, because Lefevre's a year older. I'm still going to go with Westlake East in this game, even though the game is at Richard Thompson Stadium. I'm going to go with Westlake East in this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sharyland won.
Yeah, not only that, but there's a lot of positives that I can see Sharyland taking out of that game. And again, it's going to be a measuring stick. And, if they do fall in that game, there's going to be plenty of positives that Sharyland can say, hey, we did this right. They're a playoff caliber team, and let's take this positive and go forward. And I really think that's one of the better things that Coach Adame is good at. And like I said earlier, and one of the things I've learned is not to count out a Ron Adame team. I do believe Sharyland, going forward, I do believe they are a playoff team when it's all said and done. But again, I'm going to go with the Wildcats, but there's still plenty of positive for the Rattlers in this one.
All right, well, look, that wraps it up for us on your first ever weekly grind. How did it go for you?
I liked it. I'm excited. It's like Christmas Eve, Jake, because tomorrow we start high school football. So, what games are you going to be at?
I will be at La Jolla versus Rio at Rio, and I'll be at Mercedes for the Cal Allen game. So we'll have that one live, audio-wise, on 956sports.com and video afterwards. So check back, and good luck to all the teams this week.
Yes, I will be at Hannah at Economides, and then I will move over to McAllen to see Sharyland Pioneer take on the Mustangs. And Friday night, I will be at Richard Thompson Stadium to see the Wildcats and the Rattlers in Week 1. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, 956 Sports, also on Twitter at 956 Sports, at 956 Jake, at Naro88 on Twitter, and I believe we have an Instagram as well.
Yeah, 956 Sports.
956 Sports. All right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.